Welcome to the BP Mindcast. I'm Jonathan Bartlett, your host. These podcasts cover a wide variety of topics from a conservative academic viewpoint. Some you'll find interesting, some you won't. However, I plan on keeping these short enough that you can easily enjoy what you like, and hopefully I won't keep you too long for those that you don't. Today, we're going to be talking about intelligent design. In fact, we're going to probably spend several different podcasts talking about intelligent design. I'm pretty heavily involved with the movement, and so there's a lot going on there. And so hopefully these will be really fascinating for you. But today we're just going to give a quick introduction to what intelligent design is. I find that intelligent design is highly misunderstood, both from its proponents and its detractors, at least in the public at large. It oftentimes gets conflated with the creation evolution debate, which there's some justification for that, but it's not entirely the exact same thing. The idea behind intelligent design is that agency has its own form of causation. That's kind of a big idea. So let's break it down. So if you think about causation from physics, say, in physics, you can basically trace causes to effects from causes to effects, and you can basically formulate those as mathematical equations that are basically solvable. So I can mathematically determine, given a starting state A, if I know everything about it, I can figure out what the next state B is going to be. And so these are more or less deterministic deterministic pathways from one state to another. Now, there's some variation in that. We discovered with quantum physics that there is some randomization. And so you can think about physics as basically being a combination of law-like behavior, where you have these deterministic steps with some noise added, essentially, some random stochastic behavior. And so that's basically what physics looks like. But if you think about the way that you and I think about things, the way that we interact with the world, we make choices. And so intelligent design is really studying what does it mean for someone to make a choice. And if you believe that choice is real, then you have to believe that there is something active in the world beyond physics. So for example, if I make a choice that I want to do X. Well, if I say the word choice, if I really mean something by that, it's not, choice is not law. If I had to do it, if there was some force that was forcing me to do it, it wouldn't be choice. We don't consider people under duress to really be making choices. We view them to be, we view that to be something else. Also, I'm not flipping a coin. There's reason behind it. There's intentionality behind it. It's not just happenstance. There's something there is something intentional about it. And so it's not completely deterministic, it's not completely random, and it's not really a combination of the two. It's its own thing. That's why it's kind of hard to describe it in other terms, because choice is somewhat of a unique type of causation. And so people get confused because they keep on trying to narrow choice down into these pre-existing physics categories, but it doesn't actually belong in either one. And intelligent design is basically studying this type of cause. We know these causes exist because we see them in our own lives. Our very existence is full of consciousness and choices and directed actions directed purposeful actions. And to pretend like that life is not full of these things, this is what we know from firsthand direct experience. We have no reason to believe that that first person choices are not happening. And we also know, just from the subject itself, that physics doesn't study that type of cause. And therefore, we need another subject to study that type of cause. And that's what intelligent design does. Now, it doesn't study human choice in particular. It studies the concept of choice. And so that we can hopefully generalize what we're learning to to other features, other beings, however it comes across. So intelligent design studies basically the mathematics of choice. And so this is, and so it influences the concept of evolution, because if you think about it, evolution tries to explain the origin of all living things in terms of basically physical causes. But if we look at human action as having more than just physical causes, if we see the rationality and the agency and the intentionality involved in human choice, then we can see that physics alone can't account for it. And therefore, any series of causes that only takes physics into account also won't be able to account for the agency that we have. And so, and there's a lot of things that that we see in everyday life that we can tell are the result of agency. There's a lot of things in the world that we can see that are the result of agency, even if we don't know who built it or why. We can tell that agency was involved. And so that's what intelligent design does, is that it tries to make a rigorous approach of how to of describing, detecting, and reasoning about agency. And as I said, it does influence the creation evolution debate, because that's one of the questions in the debate, is whether or not organisms are the result of agency, and therefore having a robust science of understanding agency is important for making that call. But nonetheless, it's not exclusively restricted to that. Intelligent design has a lot that it can offer um, for economics. There's actually a great book by Peter Thiel called 0 to 1, which explicitly talks about economics in terms of intelligent design. And they mean by it, Peter Thiel means by it the same thing that the intelligent design theorists mean by intelligent design. Likewise, George Gilder wrote a book called Knowledge and Power, which also utilizes a lot of ideas from the intelligent design movement in macroeconomics. And so intelligent design is also used to some extent in computer science. If you think about computer science, a lot of the way that you analyze programs, you're analyzing what someone is intending. You're analyzing agency. And so intelligent design, some of the concepts we can use within computer science and has been used in computer science. So intelligent design, as I said, is not just about creation evolution, although it has a role there. Intelligent design is a more general science about intentionality, quantifying it, examining it, measuring it, and it's a new science. So I don't expect that everything that intelligent design holds to right now is exactly how it's going to look in the future. All sciences change, and I don't think intelligent design is going to be any different. But we have a lot of interesting things going, and I think in the long run, we'll find that it gives us a lot of benefit, and will help out our humans search for truth. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this time on BP Mindcast. Until next time, keep thinking.